Thank you, Clinton. Good morning, everybody. A few familiar faces in the room. If you've been to any of our events, you know that our previous president, Dr. Sherilyn Emberton, would often sit in this room and tell me I'm not allowed to tell jokes. She said they're not that funny, but I said, well, people laugh. The new president, his name is Dr. Robert Pepper, Dr. Pepper. He's not heard my jokes yet. He's in Arizona with our board of trustees, so I did hear one at the farm show, and you're going to eat today. If you've not already eaten at the donut buffet out there, make sure you do that. We're going to have tacos, nacho bar later on. But I heard yesterday that we don't eat because we're hungry. We eat to prevent from being hungry. So I hope you eat a lot today. Again, my name is Nate Perry. I serve as the managing director of the Hopper Institute for Agricultural Studies. If anybody's from the area, you may recognize that Hoppert name. Our president and Mr. and Mrs. Hoppert. Mr. Hoppert was a board member at the time. He's now passed away. About 11 years ago, Dr. Emberton came from Texas, and she recognized there was a lot different agriculture here than what she was used to in Texas. And she started asking questions of who does agriculture, and everybody's response was Purdue. She says, okay, well, who else does ag? And no one said anything other than Purdue. She said, okay, who besides Purdue does agriculture? And they said, no one, and why would they? She said, that's what we're going to talk about. And so with her knowledge and aspirations and kind of dreams about this program, along with the Hopperts, we started this institute 10 years ago. At the farm show, I was there the very first year. I didn't realize there was a waiting list. They snuck me in. I was in the rotunda with a booth that it was a fire egress path. So there was at one point, I think my booth was about 1 inch wide. At the other end, it was a few more feet. But I stood there, and people were just like, what are you guys doing? And I said, we're going to launch an agricultural school. And they said, how many students do you want? And I said, more than one. It's hard to start something with more than or with less than one. And so we began that year. That year we had 12 students join us. We're up to 120 in our program now, with about 80 graduates that are all out serving in the industry and working in the fields. Students from all over. I know we reached Louisiana this year. We had a student that came here from Louisiana, but we certainly cover a lot of states and a lot of different areas. Agribusiness, ag education, it's kind of what we launched with. And then animal science. If you've wandered around campus on how to find this building, you may have ran across the Don Strauss Animal Science Education Center that sits just across the campus here. We have a couple row crop operations, some research plots that we're working. All in all, we're running about 160 acres right now, which may not seem like much, but for us, it keeps us pretty busy, especially when we're doing 32 plots, in some of our research areas, and to do it during a time of the year when we don't have students. I really wish we could plan a little bit earlier or extend our students' classes a little bit longer, but we do keep a few students around to help us. And then in the fall, when it comes to harvest time, they're very involved. So there's not a lot of Christian colleges around us that offer agriculture. In fact, the closest one's in Iowa. And so we kind of have a little bit of a corner on the market here and certainly educate our students, but we also like to host events like this that bring other folks onto campus and have days of learning as well. I taught farm management this last semester, and I told the students, I said, you always got to be learning. I don't know what that looks like from day in to day out and how we respond to things, but decisions are pretty important these days. I had a local farmer that told me, he said, Nate, I would rather teach anything other than farm management right now. He says, and many of you I know experience this. We used to have some learning that we could do in the field. The margins were a little bit wider than what they are now. We can make a mistake out there and still survive. A little bit harder to do that these days. And so the students, I think, were tired of me talking about how do we make good decisions and how do we learn along the way. But I think it's the reality of what we're faced with. So thanks for being here today. If you haven't made it to the restroom, out the hallway here and to the left, and then we'll dismiss for food, and there'll be a buffet out here. But thanks for being here. As Clint said, you all have many things to do. Thanks for spending part of your day with us. We appreciate it. A few things on the table. A little box has a flashlight in it. There's a lunch box you can take home with you. And then there's also a brochure that you can take if you feel led to do so. People ask me, well, Nate, I'm not going back to school. No, but you may know somebody that's interested. And so if you would, take that brochure and read up on us, hand it to somebody, we'd love to have them checked out. Here later this month in another building, we're going to have nearly 230, 240 high school FFA chapter officers from Indiana and Ohio that will be on campus. And we invest mightily into the next generation. We're hoping that they all come to Huntington. We'll figure out where we're going to put them if they all do. But most importantly, we're just trying to invest in them. How they be good leaders. And we know not every one of them is going to be in agriculture. But we're pretty excited about what the world looks like in the future. And I know some of us are a little worried about that. We meet people and we're like, we're in trouble. I'll tell you, if you spend some time with our students and spend some time with some of these FFA kids and 4-H kids, we're okay. I think we're gonna be okay. They're pretty sharp. They like to work hard, and it's pretty fun to be involved in some of these conversations. So again, thanks for being here. Enjoy your day and ask lots of questions. Thanks, Clint.